Daron Franklin of F42 Empowerment. Guess what? It's Why Wait Wednesday. What you waiting on? Well, we're here today, and as always, we're going beyond the edge. And on this Why Wait Wednesday, I wanted to give you just another tool from an author. Not only is he an author, but a #1 best-selling author. You probably know him from a famous movie by one of your famous actors, Will Smith and Jade Smith. Yeah, that Pursuit of Happiness. Well, that movie was about this guy right here in this picture, Chris Gardner. Well, he's written other books too. And today, I just wanted to help you to go beyond the edge and overcome fears from a lesson 6, that is, in his book, Start Where You Are. Stop digging your potatoes. See, it's often much easier to stay in our comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I understand it. I feel comfortable doing a lot of things, right? But I also know that there's only a certain amount of time in life. And we got to better get out of our comfort zones and overcome that fear. Stop being comfortable because, see, it takes less effort to be comfortable, but it takes a whole lot more effort to go beyond the edge and overcome your fears. And that's one lesson that Chris Gardner gave us in his book, Start Where You Are, in lesson 6. So today, we're just going to work on how you pursue the things that you want to pursue and not waiting for everything to be perfect and not waiting for the right timing, but just overcoming those fears that's holding us back and going beyond the edge. Well, from lesson 6, here are 3 things that I wanted to share with you from that chapter of Stop Digging Your Potatoes. And you'll find out what that means here a little later on. But basically, in life, and trying to pick that perfect point of when we're going to get in to the space where we're supposed to be, there are 3 things that happens. Sometimes the circumstances of what's going all around us pushes us into action before we even feel prepared. Sometimes you may not feel like you have everything you need, but just in one of our previous lessons, you got to be able to start. Understand, as Mr. Gardner mentioned in his book, fear is natural. It's an emotion, but it's not something that can physically hold you back. Okay? Also, our choices, the decisions that we make, they move us. So what I'm sharing with you is make a choice to start with your actions. But we have to be able to take ownership, as you see that I listed there for you. You can't wait and debate and say that it's someone else's fault that you haven't moved forward to pursuing your dreams. You have to take ownership and be aware that you have to take action that are going to shape your life and the path that you're going along that the universe has for you. And sometimes those opportunities come, but they come with a green light. And I've spoken about this in different speeches and engagements where opportunities, sometimes we have the key. That's the green light. However, that perfect moment and that key to unlock those doors, as I learned in Mr. Gardner's book, they usually don't come like that. You know, when you're buying a house and that realtor tell you, hey, this house is key turn ready. Well, opportunities in life, sometimes they just don't come like that. But sometimes they do. And when they do, and you have the key to open that door of opportunity, you need to be ready to take that opportunity and run right through it. Because if not, as he mentioned in his book, you'll miss the chance. So keep in mind, as we're going along in life, sometimes our circumstances push us. Sometimes the choices we make move us. And then sometimes opportunities, they don't always come with a green light. But when they do, be ready to take full advantage of them. Okay? And I'm going to take a brief second. You see that QR code over there? If you ever want to connect with us and find out other things that we're doing and some extra tools, scan that QR code, or you can visit www.daronfranklin.com as you see there, or send us a text at 469-389-0404. And better yet, as you watch this on YouTube and even on our other social media platforms, I'm going to have a free gift for you of how you can overcome fear and stop digging your potatoes. Well, let's make it relevant for everyone. So you see those ladies, they're double dutching, right? But what Mr. Gardner used this analogy in lesson 6 about overcoming fear, I thought it was a perfect, relevant analogy. Stop digging potatoes is what they called it in his neighborhood. You know, when you're kind of bouncing back and forth, trying to catch the rhythm of that beat of those 2 ropes, and then you don't go, but someone has to push you, and you're like, oh my, am I going to get in, or are you going to get hit with that rope? It's just like overcoming fear and going beyond the edge. When you're double dutching and you're trying to catch that rhythm, you just got to hop in and go, just like that lady in the picture. You see her? You see the smile on her face, the joy, the emotion of jumping in and catching the rhythm, and hitting that footwork and having fun. Well, that's what going beyond the edge can feel like. A thrilling feel of overcoming that fear. All you have to do is just go ahead and do it. Sometimes those circumstances will be pushed by them. Sometimes we'll have opportunities. And sometimes you're just going to have to go for it. So we appreciate you being here today.